we see a pair of creepy metallic needle hands remaking a doll. They take an old, button-eyed figure, strip it down, turn its fabric skin inside out from brown to pale pink, stuff it with sawdust, and sew on new button eyes and blue yarn hair. This new doll, now a miniature replica of Coraline in a yellow raincoat, is sent floating back into the night. Someone is watching, tailoring their bait for a new arrival. We cut to Coraline Jones, a curious girl with bright blue hair, arriving with her parents, Mel and Charlie, at the Pink Palace Apartments in dreary Ashland, Oregon. The place is run down, the weather is miserable, and Coraline is instantly bored. Her parents are gardening writers, ironically stuck indoors, frantically working on a catalog. Mel is nursing a neck injury and stressed, while Charlie tries but fails to make exciting meals. They barely notice Coraline, brushing off her attempts at conversation and need for attention. The Pink Palace isn't empty, though. Upstairs is the eccentric Mr. Babinski, a blue Russian gymnast training a supposed jumping mouse circus. Downstairs live Miss Spink and Miss Forcible, retired actresses obsessed with their Scotty dogs, both living and taxidermied. These quirky neighbors add to the strangeness of Coraline's new home, but don't alleviate her loneliness. Exploring the foggy grounds, Coraline meets YB Lovett, the landlord's grandson. He's chatty, rides a weird bike, wears a skeleton mask, and is always followed by a silent black cat. He startles Coraline, reveals a hidden, dangerously deep well on the property, and mentions his grandma avoids renting to families with kids because her own twin sister vanished in the house years ago. Later, YB leaves Coraline a gift, the button-eyed doll we saw being made, an unsettling miniature of herself. She finds it creepy but keeps it. Stuck inside due to rain and parental neglect, Coraline explores the apartment. Guided subtly by the doll, she discovers a small, child-sized door in the living room, hidden behind wallpaper. She convinces her mom to unlock it, but it only reveals a brick wall, a blocked-off passage from when the house was divided. Disappointed, Coraline leaves the door unlocked. That night, strange scratching sounds lure Coraline downstairs. A small, jumping mouse leads her to the little door. It's now open, the bricks replaced by a swirling, fabric-like tunnel. Intrigued and desperate for adventure, she crawls through. She emerges into what looks like her living room, but it's better. Warmer, vibrant, inviting. The sad painting of the boy now shows him happy. Amazing smells pull her to the kitchen. There, cooking a delicious-looking roast chicken, is a woman who looks just like her mother. But when she turns, Coraline sees she has large, shiny black buttons for eyes. This is her other mother. She's warm, attentive, and thrilled to see Coraline. She sends Coraline to find her other father in the study. He also has button eyes, looks happier and healthier than her real dad, and is playing a magical piano that plays him. He sings a song all about how wonderful Coraline is. Dinner is a dream. Perfectly cooked food, a gravy train, a magical mango milkshake dispenser, and a cake that decorates itself with "Welcome Home." Her other parents focus entirely on her, showering her with the attention she craves. They tell her this world is for her. After dinner, they even conjure up rain for a game of hide-and-seek and offer magic mud for the poison oak rash Coraline got from YB's dowsing rod. When Coraline mentions going home, they gently insist this is her home now. Feeling sleepy, she's led to her other bedroom. It's incredible. Richly decorated, a cozy fireplace, a canopy bed, and all her toys are alive. Her dragonfly mobile flutters, her toy squid waves, even the photo of her friends from Michigan talks to her. The other mother tucks her in, applying soothing mud to her rash. As Coraline drifts off in this perfect world, her other parents exchange a knowing look. Coraline wakes in her cold, real bedroom. It wasn't a dream. Her poison oak rash is gone. But the little door is bricked up again. She tries explaining it to her parents, but they dismiss it. They're too busy, too stressed. Mel suggests visiting the actresses downstairs. Coraline goes, finding Miss Spink and Miss Forcible arguing amidst their stuffed dogs. They read her tea leaves, warning of danger and a peculiar hand, and give her an old triangular candy with a hole in it, saying it's good for bad things, or maybe lost things. Mr. Bobinski also relays a message from his mice, who Coraline now believes exist. Do not go through the little door. Outside, she confronts Wybie about the doll. He insists he just found it in his grandma's trunk, revealing it belonged to his missing great aunt. Coraline realizes the doll is a spy for the other mother. That night, she baits the little door with cheese. As expected, mice appear and lead her back through the now open tunnel. The other mother greets her warmly, having used the cheese in breakfast. The other garden is revealed, a stunning spectacle of living flowers and topiary, shaped like Coraline's face, tended by the other father on a praying mantis tractor. It's breathtaking. After another amazing meal, the silent other Wybie, his mouth sewn shut by the other mother because Coraline found the real Wybie annoying, leads her to the phenomenal jumping mouse circus performance by the other Mr. Bobinski. Everything is perfect, tailored exactly to Coraline's desires. Tucked into her other bed again, Coraline is happy, but this perfection feels manufactured. The next day, after a frustrating shopping trip for boring school uniforms with her real mother, Coraline decides she's had enough of her drab reality. Mel leaves to run errands, promising to make things up to Coraline later. Alone, Coraline grabs the button key, unlocks the little door, and crawls back through the tunnel, ready to embrace the other world. The real black cat watches her go, concerned. This time, the other world feels slightly less welcoming. The black cat appears and shocks Coraline by speaking. He reveals he's the same cat, able to talk here, and warns her this place isn't what it seems. The other mother, or the beldam as he calls her, created it to lure her in. He explains the other Wybie can't talk because the beldam fixed him. He warns her not to trust appearances before sensing danger and vanishing. Coraline visits the other Spink and Forcible, finding their apartment transformed into a grand theater. They perform a bizarre, then spectacular, mermaid-themed trapeze act, even pulling Coraline into the air with them. It's thrilling but unsettling. After the show, her other parents wait outside. They look glamorous, perfect. As they walk towards the house, the other mother asks, "You do like it here, don't you, Coraline?" Coraline, caught up in the magic, agrees. Inside, the other mother drops the bombshell. Coraline can stay forever, live in this perfect world, if she lets them sew buttons into her eyes. She presents the needle, thread, and 2 black buttons. Coraline is horrified. "You're not sewing buttons in my eyes!" The other mother's loving facade cracks. Her voice turns cold, insistent. They need her agreement to keep her there. Terrified, Coraline pretends to be tired and wants to go to bed to think it over. Her other parents agree, but their smiles are predatory. Coraline runs to her other bedroom, barricades the door, and throws the now creepy living toys into the chest. She must get back to her real world. She tries to sleep, but the beldam's whispers echo. The promise of love, the price of buttons. She wakes, horrified to find she's still trapped. The other father is in the study, looking pale and puppet-like, forced to play the piano. He warns her that the beldam is getting stronger, drawing strength from the love of her victims. He reveals the other Wybie was punished for showing his long face. Coraline realizes she needs to escape, but the world outside the house starts to dissolve into white emptiness. The cat reappears, explaining the beldam only built what she needed to lure Coraline. The rest is just the empty part of this world. He suggests the beldam wants something to love, or maybe something to eat. Coraline finds the beldam in the living room, now transformed into a nightmarish bug room. The other mother reveals her true form, taller, skeletal, insect-like, sharp needle fingers. The beldam. She demands Coraline let her love her. Coraline refuses, demanding her real parents back. The beldam, enraged, throws Coraline through the mirror into a dark closet. There, Coraline meets the ghosts of 3 children, Wybe's great-aunt among them, the beldam's previous victims, their souls trapped behind their button eyes. They explain the beldam uses the doll to spy on unhappy children, lures them in, consumes their lives, and hides their souls by hiding their eyes. They plead with Coraline to find their eyes so they can be free. They warn her the beldam will never let her go willingly. Pulled back through the mirror by the rescued other Wybe, his smile now unstitched, Coraline knows she has to fight back. Other Wybe helps her get to the little door, but reveals he's made of sawdust and cannot leave, sacrificing himself as the beldam approaches. Coraline scrambles through the decaying tunnel, the beldam's severed hand reaching after her, and slams the real-world door shut, locking it. Back in her real, sunlit living room, Coraline feels relief, but her parents are still missing. The snow globe is broken and empty on the mantelpiece. That night, Coraline realizes the beldam isn't defeated. The ghosts warned her about the key, the only key, and the beldam will want it back. In a dream, the ghost children confirm her fears. The beldam will stop at nothing to get the key. Coraline knows she must hide the key where it can never be found, the bottom of the old well. Taking the key, her blanket, and the strange seeing stone from Spink and Forcible, she creeps out into the night. But as she leaves the house, the beldam's severed spider-like hand scuttles out from under the porch, following her. She reaches the well, manages to pry the cover off. As she prepares to throw the key in, the hand attacks, trying to wrestle the key from her neck. Suddenly, Wybe arrives on his bike, alerted by the cat. He grabs the hand with his slug tongs, but it fights back, causing them both to crash near the well's edge. The hand pins Wybe, stabbing at his fingers. Coraline throws her blanket over the hand, and Wybe smashes it with a heavy rock, breaking its needle fingers. Quickly, they wrap the rock, the key, and the destroyed hand in the blanket and drop it deep into the well, sliding the cover back on. The danger is finally contained. Wybe apologizes for doubting her, showing her the old photo of his great-aunt with the doll. Coraline invites him and his grandmother over the next day to explain everything. The final scene shows a sunny garden party at the Pink Palace. The garden is flourishing, planted with tulips in the shape of Coraline's face. Coraline, confident and happy, serves lemonade to her parents, finally relaxed. Spink and Forcible, Mr. Bobinski, who promises a mouse performance, and Wybe with his grandmother, ready to hear the truth. Coraline has not only saved herself and her parents, but has also brought life and connection back to the Pink Palace. As the camera pulls away, the black cat sits on the apartment sign, gives a final blink, and mysteriously vanishes. Coraline found her courage, faced the darkness, and learned that the real world, with all its imperfections, is where she truly belongs.